Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Late start today's live session, fortunately, due to internet connectivity issues. So I'm going to finish setting up this room real quick, and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Now the live stream isn't working. Let's see. I'll loop my voice. All right, let me fix this real quick. All right, I want to get this over to you guys real quick. I'm scared. So sad. All right. So I'll let people join in real quick. As people join in, I'm gonna mark up news real quick. 3:45, 5:55. So 3:55, 3:45. Here, you got news right here at 7. And I think we're good with news. All right, guys, good morning, everybody. Sorry for the late start. Unfortunately, I had an issue with the internet today. I was on support with like Google support for like good 30 minutes trying to figure this out, an hour actually. Looks like we're good to go though. So I've marked up news over here, guys, marked up opening price down here. Price is obviously bullish. We'll probably be looking for a buy here. Yeah, there's no entries here yet. I mean, there was a breakout V3 continuation right there. It was too close to news and also too close to the session. So I don't think I would have taken that trade there. But another breakout V3 continuation played out right after that buy signal right there. Yeah, no, definitely. Thanks, CJ. I'm glad I'm up and running too. I was trying to follow the market on my phone. I was using my phone as an internet source, and yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't fast enough for me to go on the Zoom. But all right, we've got the clean chart over here as well. Price pretty much spiked up from the news. Levels over here. Here's liquidity. Let me just go up to the daily real quick. Just gonna mark up liquidity that's closest to current price. As you guys know, it's kind of pointless to go super far out. I'm not really expecting price to go super far out. There might still be an issue with my internet connection. It's still running a little slow. I'm not sure if it's my computer or my internet, but we'll make the best of it here. All right, looks good. So I've marked up liquidity right there. There's not really any liquidity that's close to current price. Aside from there's liquidity up there. So I'll leave this as is right here. Back to our main chart. There's not any entries here yet. You might get a momentum divergence coming up soon. So just 1 second, I gotta connect my Ninja share. And it's crazy how everything's connected to the internet. If I didn't have internet, I don't know how we'd survive. All right, so literally have to start load up everything right now. It's good. All right. Looks like we are, well, I'm good to go. All right, guys, so we have liquidity, we have momentum divergence possibly coming up right here. If price does swing back up and continue to climb up, currently right now, price is pushing back down from resistance up here. So here's a clean chart. I'll mark up a new level of resistance right here. It's not established yet, but it is pending. So there goes the resistance point. Price might just range around this area. If it consolidates and ranges around this point, there could be possibility for entry to the upside. If not, price might just fake out up here and pull back into this lower range. So a couple of different scenarios that can play out here. Nothing specific. Yeah, say he's at 24 ATR, careful with stop loss. Yeah, as you guys can see, the volatility is very high right now. This is a good sign because we've been waiting for the volatility to pick up like this. Price is moving pretty directional, just like we anticipated from yesterday. We pretty much have the same type of market from yesterday, right? We had price kind of push out a little far. Market open right here at 630, price pushed below, whipsawed back up, and now we have some direction up here. So we're getting some movement in direction, which is great. Not as much consolidation. I do expect some consolidation to happen here, but it's just not happening right this very moment. The divergence move that I showed you here on the levels played out perfect. As you guys can see, price swung above, pulled back below, swing back above right here, and this entry could have been taken to the next level right there for 36. Same situation right here. If price decides to climb back up again, we can look for the same pattern. Climb up, retrace, continuation.
Your health is your biggest asset.
Sorry, guys. The YouTube live stream. Just want to make sure it's running properly. Weird advertisements. All right, stream's going well. I posted the Zoom link for everybody, so I mean, whoever's on the Discord has the Zoom link today. All right, so we don't have anything here yet. Price is currently sitting at the session high right there. Here is our clean chart. As you guys can see, price rejected off. Or if you don't want to mark this up as a resistance, you can just see the fake out happen right there, basically. So for the most part, fake out happened right there. Smooth this up a little bit. Make it a bit cleaner. If price does push back up, I'll make some adjustments and I'll bring it back down. But right now, I'll just leave it as is so that you guys can see it. a bit cleaner. So price is currently rejecting off the sessions right here. Price pulled back a bit. A sell signal would be nice. That'd be ideal. Because that would confirm the retracement. Nice. Yeah, Nick said took quite a few trades pre-market, so not going to force anything with this high volatility. Yeah, we'll go bet 330 for some reason. Yeah, just be careful with the high volatility, guys, because if you guys are trading the same way you were trading before with the sideways market, it's going to be very tricky. You don't want to be trading SR bounces is kind of tricky right now because it's not really moving. It is ranging a bit, but it's not ranging as strong as it was before. So just be patient. Kind of glad I didn't really miss anything here. I mean, I guess I missed a breakout V3 continuation here, but it's okay. This is actually the actual breakout V3 as well. We don't see it as often because it doesn't come up very often, but there was a double wick rejection right there. Buy signal followed by a green candle. This here was the breakout V3, the actual breakout V3. For the PRB, let's see if the PRB came up today. So market open right here at 630. Price swung up a little bit. Rejection off the pivot right there. Or actually, the body's touching it. So the rejection actually happened right here. Space consolidation candle, rejection right there. So the PRB actually hit over here as well, guys, if you guys decided to take that. So the PRB and the breakout V3 both hit. PRB came up right there, came up at about 654. And then the breakout V3 came up over here more recently at 658. Here's our clean chart. Price is back into the upper level. I'll just bring this down to make it a bit more recognizable. So we have a possible divergence if this pushes up a bit stronger, just like Daniel said over here. Fetching the session, so obviously not yet. But we might be able to get a divergence here at some point. The volatility is actually really high right now. You guys can see by looking at my range right here. So another divergence here. The problem with this is that it's at the session, so I'm not going to take the trade, of course. I'd be more comfortable with a sell signal coming up right here and then looking for a V1 variation or a CB at some point. So no momentum divergence there. Looks like price is probably going to consolidate right here a bit at the sessions. Eventually, it'll probably break out of this area and continue to climb. So there's a breakout there's not a breakout. There's a momentum divergence that's setting up right here, guys, but it's not one that I would take. So this was a momentum divergence, but it happened right at the session. So unfortunately, not one that I would take because it is at a clear red flag right here. The news price would have been maybe okay, but for the most part, the sessions right there for sure would have been a no for me. That news at 7 o'clock was high impact with JOLTS job openings. It was forecasted to be slightly negative, but it was actually very negative. So the news at 7, tricky. There is a possible high-low scalp coming up there. I might take that back. The high right there got invalidated, so there's no high-low scalp there actually. So for the most part, it looks like the main thing we can look for here would possibly be a CB entry or I mean, that's about it. There's no retracement signal, so we can't get a V1 variation. We also can't get a breakout V3 continuation. There's no momentum divergence because they already came up right here. So the main thing that we can possibly look for here would really just be, and we got the NPS over here as well, price pushed up, retraced to this level right here, hit this right here, pushed up straight to TP. There's just nothing for us to take here right now specifically. Just gotta give it some time. 7:12 right now, so we have a bit of some time here before anything comes back up. Looks like price here is just going to sit at the sessions. If you guys remember this from yesterday, it's the same exact pattern. So this is the same thing that happened yesterday. It was also sitting at, I believe, the Asia low. We kept saying the Asia low is acting as a magnet and price kept pulling back to the Asia low, right? Eventually price broke away and we were able to take an entry, but for the most part, this is the same thing that happened yesterday. Price pretty much consolidated or ranged around the session. Price pretty much pushed away a little bit, pulled back, pushed below, pulled back, and just keeps doing the same thing over and over again. So let's take a look at the levels. There's no liquidity here right now, guys. So just a heads up. So 1 minute level liquidity right there. If you guys want to mark up liquidity on 1 minute, the higher highs and the lower lows are typically going to be the areas where you want to mark them up. Those are generally the strongest areas. I'll just mark this up right there. There. Here's the levels that we were just talking about with Nick. So price hasn't actually broken close past this whole number yet. So it looks like the sessions is kind of sitting around where the whole number is right here. What we're looking for is we're looking for price to break past it and close, come back down for retracement, and come back up. If that happens, then it's probably going to push up to the next level right there, which is the 50 mark. So we'll keep looking for that, but again, that might not happen anytime soon. We're getting a sell signal right here, which is perfect. It's exactly what we wanted. So we're getting the sell signal right here. We'll see if this will set up for a V1 variation at any point. And again, it just gets pulled right back to the sessions. There's a double body rejection right here. Unfortunately, there's just a lot of reasons why you wouldn't take it. So there's a V1 pattern. It's not a V1 variation because there's no sell signal. There's a V1 pattern here. It's a reversal pattern. Maybe this will push price away to the upside. Going back to the levels over here, still hasn't broken past it. Breakout's already hit. If you guys are just joining, PRB hit over here at 654. I'll just put a line there. And then the PRB hit at 654. And the breakout V3 hit at 658. Both breakouts right there hit its full TP, depending on who's decided to take it. Haven't taken anything on my end yet. We're getting this nice push to the upside right here. ATR is currently at 25, so it's pretty good ATR. I mean, this is like normally, well, not normal. This is above average, but for a busy market, this is typically good ATR. This is how the market should have been moving for the past 3 months. There is a high-low scalp right here, like Nick mentioned. Said he's not taking it though. Came off a lower high. Looks like they already hit. Yeah, the volatility is pretty high, guys. So these trades are hitting very quickly. So there was a high-low scalp right there, like Nick mentioned. It's pushing up to the top of the resistance over here. Nice. Oscar got it. Sadie caught it. Nice work, guys. So we're just keeping an eye out on like what's hitting right now, right? So like so actively hitting strategies this week. MPS for sure. EV3C. I think in order to consider it actively hitting, it's got to hit at least like multiple times. right? So I think a V1 variation. Yeah, I don't know what else we add to this list. There's another V1 here. So the V1 actually came up right here before the breakout V3 continuation. It was a double wick rejection. And this could have been a V1 entry. I would have taken this here. Unfortunately, I wasn't online at this time, but this was V1 entry that I would have been looking for. So I'll just list them out like that, so we have an idea. Oh yeah, so the V1 over here actually came up right before news. So it looks like a lot of these entries that came up right here were like right before news. There was a V1 variation, breakout V3 continuation, and breakout V3 normal entry. The PRB as well. Looks like all of the entries actually happened right here, right before news. That was at 7 o'clock right here. All right, so there's nothing here yet. Yeah, Nick said might get a divergence with the high-low scalp if it swings up higher. Yeah, if we get that right there, I'll probably take that with you too, Nick. It's just kind of tricky over there at the high point. It'd have to be like a for sure close above it. So I'll be watching for that right here, guys. There's a possible high-low scalp that could be setting up right here. If it breaks above it, it's going to be in confluence with the with divergence if it happens. So again, that's a big if, right? The ATR is super high right now. It's currently at 26. So it's got to be pretty clear right now. I'm still using a 1020 right now, guys. Mine. Just a heads up. Still using 1020 right now because the volatility is pretty high on the other candles, but for these other ones, they get kind of small. So there's still opportunity to take with a smaller TP stop loss. I'm not going to make adjustments to my TP stop loss yet until this is like consistently above. Right? We've seen it for 2 days, so 2 days is great. I mean, you can easily drop back down to 15 by tomorrow or by the end of the session. But you guys can see there's smaller candles in between here. So for me personally, I'm expecting it to hit right away if it does come up. And that's why I'm sticking to 1020 right now. Let's see, Kenny's asking, did divergence per momentum signal come up already? Yeah, it did. So we're not taking it as a divergence, but we're using divergence as a confluence. It's the high-low scalp that we're looking for here. So we're looking for price to break and close past the higher high. We're just using the divergence as a confluence. So we just try to add other stuff to it to, improve the odds of it hitting. But the actual strategy would be the high-low scalp. Or it might not even push back up. Yeah, it looks like price is just going sideways here. If anything, the sell signal is more ideal. I prefer the sell signal to actually come up here. Because I want that sell signal to confirm the retracement. Once the sell signal comes up, there's going to be so many more opportunities for us to take. So we'll see. We got the pending sell signal right here. Hoping this here closes. It's got about 15 seconds left on it. Having trouble getting past the pivots right there. Just need enough for it to push down a little further and for it to close, which it looks like it's going to close there. Perfect. Okay, so I like how these candles are closing. You guys see how these momentum signals are closing? They're not kind of like bouncing back and forth at the last second. They're just kind of smoothly coming down. So this gives you better confidence in like the direction of the flow of price right now. The flow of price is moving smoothly. It's like smoothly going down, smoothly going up. It's not like spiking in both directions, right? So I'm looking for a V1 variation here, possibly. If I get a V1 variation here or a CV entry, that's going to be a nice reversal pattern to indicate that price is going to correct back up, of course. So got that sell signal. Now looking for the continuation back up. Let's go back to our levels chart over here. All right, so the setup here is it already hit the level, so I wouldn't use a setup here. I'd have to look for another one. So I'd look for price to maybe come back down, come back up, and make its way up there. Let's see, we got some profits over here from William. Nice work, William. So William just locked in some profits right here off the trade that just came up. William locked in a total profit of about 70 per account. Nice work, William. So about $1,000 there in total. Great work. This is not a V1, unfortunately. This could be a CV entry though. So if this candle here closes as a smaller green candle, it's gonna be a CV entry and I'll be taking it. Candle's closing in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So let's see. This here would be a CV entry, looks like. Sure, everything is lined up.
Order submitted.
So this right here is considered a CV entry. We had a low here at the red candle. Low with the red candle, smaller green candle. It's a reversal pattern, indicating that price is likely to push back up and fill that the red candle right there. The only problem with this area is that it's currently kind of bouncing around this area right here where the pivots are at. So it's kind of like it's kind of stuck where the pivots are at right there currently. So it's having trouble pushing past it from where it's currently at. So this thing might push back to the next pivot right here, bounce off, and then push up higher, just like it's doing right there. The volatility is a little decent. It's currently at 22 ATR. So the volatility is a little bit, I mean, it's good. But the problem with that is that if you have a tight stop loss, it becomes an issue because it's going to try to touch the pivot right here and then shoot up from where it's currently at. So it's pushing back up right here. See if it climbs up from where it's currently at. Seeing a nice little volatility push up. But again, the pivots right here, it's in between two pivots. So it's having trouble getting past this area. Full TP right there, guys. Sweet.
Order filled.
All right, so there goes a CV entry right there that I was looking for. Played out exactly how I wanted it to. Like I said, it was just a bit of an issue because of the volatility. It kind of spiked down a little bit, then it shot right back up. And the stop loss is like super tight. But for the most part, this is the entry that I was looking for. I was looking for V1 variations, looking for CV entries. And there it goes right there. Perfect. Entry came up at 724. Mark that up. Nice, guys. Everybody here caught it with me, so great work. Yeah, it gets kind of tricky when the volatility is high like that because of the movement. So there goes the first one right there. Nice work, guys. Yeah, I agree. Kenny said, I think divergence as a confluence is stronger than a standalone divergence entry. Yeah, I agree. That's why typically I use that. Well, for the most part, I use divergence as a confluence versus actual entry as well. Most of the time, it's hard to catch the divergence because it just doesn't line up with like what we're looking for. That's why the criteria is kind of strict. All right, so we don't have anything else here yet. 7:27 right now. We still got a decent amount of time. We have a buy signal here that's currently pending. Yeah, Nick said divergence to momentum strategy has been working on. Yeah, no, that's good too. That's or you can use it, it works interchangeably, Nick. So sometimes you'll get a momentum signal and the divergence hasn't crossed yet. And if it crosses after, it typically will hit. So I mean, it works both ways. All right, so we got nothing here right now. We have a pinning buy signal. So if this closes, the breakout V3 could line up with high-low scalp up here. I'm not going to take this as a pivot scalp and stand alone, but or yeah, it can be also a triple confluence possibly, like Nick said. I think it's too far off though. Yeah, so looks like this could possibly set up for a breakout V3 continuation for it to push past the resistance right there. Again, this candle would have to like for sure close green. It can't be like an iffy candle. And you can see right here, it's starting to turn a little iffy. Looks like the volatility is starting to die down a little bit. Not the best thing. You know, we kind of like the high volatility. But again, we'll follow through here. If this candle closes green, this is going to be a breakout V3 continuation, and I will be taking it. We still got 20 seconds left, a lot of time. All right, candle is closing in 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hold the field.
So this right here, let me see. All right, my entry was not the greatest. Gotta adjust this a little bit.
Order submitted.
So I gotta make my adjustments right there. Looks like the volatility kind of pushed it up a little bit too early. Yeah, my entry wasn't good. I got in at kind of bad entry for the most part. We'll see if this decides to climb up and retest the well, actually it's already at the resistance point. So it's a little bit of a tricky area where price is currently at. We'll see if it pushes through right here. Hoping it pushes through. Past the resistance. I thought we were gonna end up at the resistance, not actually like stuck at it, but I thought we were gonna be like below it and then it was gonna push through. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky area here. I didn't realize it was so close to the resistance point or that it was actually touching it. But that's typically where like a lot of the fake outs happen, but hopefully it pushes up a little bit higher, just enough to get past that fake out area. And then hit its TP real quick. Yeah, the volatility right now is just very tricky. ATR is currently at 21 ATR, so it's, you know, there's a lot of back and forth movement. It doesn't necessarily go straight up. It kind of pulls back a little bit. And the problem with that is if your stop loss is super tight, you kind of get caught in that limbo before it actually pushes through. So, and the high-low scalp didn't align with the confluence either. It was just a little short of the high-low scalp. But we'll see if the high-low scalp actually pushes through here. Looks like it's trying to push up to the high-low scalp. And then that'll be another confluence for it to continue pushing up higher. So if it closes past the high right here, then odds of it climbing up, and there we go. So it pushes through. Full TP right there. Back-to-back wins. So this is exactly what we were looking for, guys. I told you, like the market's gonna come back. It's been like super slow and came right back. So another back-to-back win right there, high-low scalp. I'm not hello scalp, breakout V3 continuation. So this is great, guys. This is the market that we're used to, right? This is where we thrive. So this is where we're going to be hitting like 2-3 entries, 2-3-5 entries a day, stacking up those wins. So there goes another win right there. We're currently up 3 wins for the week. So great week so far. Breakout V3 continuation. All right. See if we get another one here. See if we get another one. William said he's rolling right now. Nice. Great work, William. So William over here took the same trade. He's currently up a couple thousand now. Nice work, William. Up 125 per account. Great day so far. Right, feeling good. So, like I said, guys, I was feeling good about this month. You know, I said we had a pretty crappy month for May. I was like, the market's got to pick up. Like the market conditions are going to swing back up, and they're moving perfect right now. This is exactly the type of market that we thrive in. The market that we lock in the most amount of trades. Yeah, I mean everything's hitting. It's just again the volatility is kind of what's like kind of got us a little on edge because you can see right here that trades will hit. Or if your intro will come up, it'll kind of go back and forth a little bit. This is why we had a wide stop loss to begin with, right? To prevent us getting caught in these little whipsaw moves. But I mean, for the most part, pretty solid. CJ said 2 consecutive wins. Maybe your internet going out was good luck, right? That was the key there. All right, so looking at this right here, there's no MPS yet. There could have been an MPS, but this candle dropped way too hard. Nathan right there identified it. Yeah, it just dropped way too hard right there. So no MPS. We'll see if we get another sell signal here. Sell signal possibly set up for a V1. You could also look for a CV entry. CV entry doesn't require a pending signal. So CV entry is what could come up next. All right, let me screenshot this again. Didn't get to share my last profit because so I'm hoping the market stays like this because this is what we're used to, right? Markets like this are perfect because they line up with what we're looking for. You guys will see my profits right now so far. Accounts are looking great for the day. For the day and for the week. So see, there's no entry right there right now, but here are our team profits. I'll look at team profits first. We got Natasha with a total profit of 479. Great work, Natasha. We got David here, total profit of 75 for the day. Nice work, David. There's no entries right now, so don't worry, you guys are not missing out on anything. Here are my profits. So I locked in 1,800 per Apex account, and then my personal account about 1,000 right there, 845. So pretty great day so far. And then the week so far, amazing week so far. Three trades back-to-back wins. So we're doing pretty solid for the most part. Yeah, CJ said he likes CVs. I like CVs too. I think those are probably even safer than V1s in a lot of cases because I mean the bigger the candle, the better, right? If you get a big drop like this and you get a small red candle or a small green candle, the odds of it pushing up to fill this candle are very likely. And that's enough to hit your 10 points, right? That's all you need, 10 points right there. Yeah, so let's see. Nick said, for anyone wondering about the divergence strat he was talking about earlier, basically watch for the trend. When you see a retracement signal come up, wait for it to close as a sell signal for a buy, then wait for divergence to follow. Generally works. Yeah, no, and I agree with you too, Nick. So basically what Nick is saying is he's catching the divergence early. So he's looking for their divergence here. So currently right now, there's a bearish divergence, right? He looks for a sell signal, and then he looks for the divergence back up. So what happens is that he gets the instant boost from the momentum signal. He's basically predicting the momentum before it happens. And that's where I pull this indicator from, right? So as I told you guys before, this divergence indicator is not something new. This is something that I've been using for years and years and years. The only thing is that I pretty much packed it into this momentum signal so that you guys don't see it, like what's working in the background. But as you can see over here, Nick pretty much kind of reverse engineered the momentum signal here. This usually happens before the momentum and you're able to catch it. So like, for example, here, there's a sell signal. The divergence was bearish, right? The divergence switched right here on this candle. And what happened is Nick would enter somewhere right here, and then this buy signal will basically blast through and hit his TP. So he basically just reverse engineered the momentum signal, that's how I created the momentum signal. I created it through the divergence. So divergence plus a bunch of other different factors and indicators and code and stuff like that, which gave us the confirmation of the momentum signal. But basically, Nick is catching it before it happens. Sometimes it happens right at the momentum signal, but sometimes if you're early, like for example, here it broke above, and there goes a buy signal. So nice work, Nick. All right, there's no other entries here yet. There's a V1 variation that and a CV right here. The only problem is that it's touching news candle right here, so it's a little tricky. I'm not going to take this one. I'm only going to take the clean ones, but again, there's another CV entry right here. If only if this candle closes smaller than this red one. Otherwise, it would be a V1 variation. Yeah, this could be a V1 variation right here. Again, it's touching the news candle, though. It was a high impact news event, so I'm not really going to mess with it. If you guys want to take it, feel free. But again, right there goes a V1 variation. It was at a red flag, though, so not one that I personally want to take. Looks like it'll probably hit, though. Looks like it's going to blast right up. Yep, looks like it's about to. Again, you guys can see how this volatility is a little tricky. It's there, but it's not. It's there, but then it's not there. It's there when you don't need it, but it's not there when you need it. Like for example, here, you want the volatility to push up and to spike straight to your TP, right? But the problem with the volatility here is that whenever, and it always seems to happen whenever an entry comes up. Entry comes up, kind of pulls back, consolidates a little bit, and eventually blasts right through. So this is pretty much what Nick was just referring to with that strategy with the divergence. So if this candle closes with a divergence, I'm pretty sure it's going to blast right through with the buy signal. There you go, full TP. Yep. So the entry would happen right here on the close of this candle. And you can see how the divergence here pretty much hooked him up. I mean, not the divergence, the momentum signal basically hooked him up because it just shot right through. And it was able to blast right through his TP. It's very similar to the V1 variation. So the thing that I think you can use to make it even better, Nick, is to follow up with a V1 variation. Like if you're scared to take a V1 variation, use the V1 as the initial confluence, look for the momentum divergence. And once you have the divergence right there, see the double confluence, the V1 pattern is a reversal. And then you have this candle right here identifying the divergence. Then the momentum signal is going to come next and it'll likely just blast right through to your TP. This goes back to what we were doing before. If you guys remember back in like a while back, we were doing V1s as a confluence into like a pivot scalp or something like that. I should have taken it with you too, Nick. I was thinking about it too as we were talking about it. I saw it, but I mean, it's all good. The main thing that kind of threw me off was the news rejection right here. But yeah, that confluence that you found and that you've been using, it works very well. Because you're kind of you're getting into the trade in the middle. You're not necessarily getting in too early. You're not getting in too late. You're getting in right down at the middle. Because you're in between one confluence and the momentum signal, right? Yeah, next to the news rejection was even better in his opinion. Yeah, like looking at it now is better because you already had the confluence here. And it kind of pushed through. So, if that's the case. So the thing with that is that you don't really need a specific strategy, right? So like what I was saying before, guys, you don't really need a specific strategy. I know we call everything a specific strategy, but realistically, you can use each strategy as a confluence. Like you can say, okay, if this happens and this happens and this happens, then it's a totally different strategy. But realistically, you're just looking at confluences as strategies as a confluence. V1 is the first confluence, but that's a standalone strategy. The momentum divergence here, which is also, it could be considered a standalone, but you know, in a situation like this, it can be used as a confluence. And then obviously the buy signal here, which would line up with you know, a pivot scalp type entry. There's just so many different things that you can do with the tools here. And that's pretty much what I've been trying to get across to you guys over the years, right? You don't have to follow my strategy to the T. All of my strategies here are just foundation. Once you have the foundation, you can think of different things. Like Nick over here thought about this by himself. I already kind of looked at that in the past because that's how I created this indicator, but I never really looked at it as a standalone strategy, which makes a lot of sense now. So nice work, Nick, on coming up with that. And that's kind of what makes you a good trader too, guys. Like, you know, Nick over here is able to reverse engineer. I don't have to tell him to do certain things. I'm not like, hey, Nick, look at this, look at that. This is the strategy. He knows what the strategy is, and then he kind of just puts the tools together to see these patterns in the market so that he can get in at certain price points. So that's how everybody should be thinking, right? You should always think outside the box, use the tools to help you look at things and to identify certain things in the market, but don't necessarily just stick to the, don't stick to just like one thing. I mean, you should stick to the one thing if you're new to trading, but eventually you want to be able to use your own brain and use your own logic to identify other things. Like same with Natasha, right? So Natasha over here, she looked at the crosses over here from the pivots, right? That's another thing. Like I didn't tell Natasha to do that. I didn't tell Madhu to do that. Like they both did that on their own. So definitely nice work right there, Natasha. As well. There's a possible breakout V3 continuation again happening right here, guys. I'm not sure if it's going to close. It's, as I said, the volatility here is starting to die down. ATR is currently at 18. So this is again why I said I wasn't going to change my TP stop loss just yet. Because it, you know, it's going to shift around a bit. Went from 25 ATR to 22 to now 18. As you can see, the market's starting to die down. My cutoff from trading is typically around this time, 7:40, 7:45. My official cutoff is 8 o'clock. I don't really like how these candles here are wicking, and there's big wicks on both sides, and the volatility is low, so I'm probably going to hold off on this. It's probably not going to close with green to begin with. Yeah, it's too indecisive. So it's fine. No entry there. All right. So guys, if there's any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat so I can help you guys out with whatever you need help with. As you can see from the market here, it's starting to die down a bit. The ATR is dropping down to 17 now, probably going to go down to 15 in the next few minutes. And this is probably just going to consolidate here. So this is why I stopped trading later towards the end of the session, because this typically happens. And usually when I lose my trades are towards the end of the session. So yeah, if there's any question that you guys have, anything that you want me to cover, anything you want me to review, you know, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in the group. We got some more here from Tom. So Tom locked in a total profit of 2,780 for the day. Nice work, Tom. Looks like he scooped up all his wins today. So great work with all the wins here. We got Jonathan over here, total profit of, let's see, 1,600, 2,320, 2,320. So 2, 4, 6, about 6,000 for the day. Nice work. 6,000 profit from Jonathan today. And then we have Natasha, total profit of 746. Great work, Natasha. Yeah, you guys did pretty good. Of course, we got William over here as well. So William's profits over here, he locked in about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 2,000 for the day. Well over 2,000. Nice work, William. All wins. So looking at the chart here, guys, like I said, there's not really too much going on. Price is probably going to keep bouncing around this area for a bit. The only entry that you can really look for here would probably be maybe a high-low scalp if price pushes above here. It's at a lower high though, so maybe not the best entry. The other entry that you could maybe look for here would be a CV entry if it would come up. Otherwise, let's take a look at my profits for the day. So I locked in about, add this up. Locked in 1,700 times 19. Wait, no way. Oh shit, I forgot because I took 2 trades today. I don't usually take 2 trades, so I'm like, that's a lot of profit for one day. Anyways, that's how much I locked in off that plus 1,800 plus my personal account 845. So a total profit of 34,945 for just today. I'm just not used to seeing 2 trades because I'm typically taking just one per day, but we had 2 today back to back. That was nice. I would have had 3 entries, but my internet wasn't working earlier, so it's all good. I'll take 2 for the day. And then for the week so far, let's see, 2114. How many accounts is that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So times 13 plus 2214 plus 2214 plus 2314 plus 2314 plus 2314 plus 2314 plus 2. Plus my personal account 1, 2, 6. So here, I'll just add this up real quick. Okay, so for the day so far, I'm currently up 34,945. Today's a pretty good day overall. 945. Because this pretty much is where I stacked up most of the majority of my profits. And then for the week so far, I'm currently at 47,010 for the week. So it looks like we're back in full swing, guys. I know May was kind of a tough month, but looks like we're finally back in full swing for June here. So I'm currently up 34,945 for the day, just today, and then 47,010 for the week. So pretty solid. Hopefully this continues. You know, we've been hoping and praying for this market to pick back up for like the past couple months now. It's finally picking back up. Hopefully it stays this way for the rest of the week. Normally for the market, like during normal market conditions, you'll have like one really good week. You have like one okay week. You have one kind of stale week and then one okay week. So it's usually like 2 okay weeks, one kind of iffy week, and then one good week. That's usually how the market will work. If the market's moving normally, how it always does, that's usually how it works every month. There's one really good week, one okay week, one just a neutral week, and then one okay week. That's usually how it works. So we'll see if that's the case. We'll keep documenting these weeks to see how the market moves. Hopefully it just continues to be smooth, but you know, we can't really say for sure. There's a CV entry right here, guys. I just spotted it. It was a little too late for me to enter. It looks like it's going to hit 2. So I just saw it right now. I thought the candle was going to close bigger, just pull back at the last second, but this is another CV entry right here. Looks like it's going to hit TP. So price came down, low with it, and there you go, full TP down. That'd have been 3 right there. So it's all good. That would have been a nice 3-peat for today. So the low here with the red candle, this green candle was smaller than it. Pretty much this pointing towards it pushing further. And that's exactly what happened here. But it's getting closer to 8 o'clock, guys. So I think I might be done trading. If you guys have any questions, though, feel free to put them in the chat. You guys can see how these candles are moving. They're very tricky now. So you can see how it hits TP and it pulls right back down. There's no continuation or power behind it to keep pushing up higher. Because the market just wants to kind of consolidate in range here for a bit. But that would have been a great entry right there. If I would have seen that this candle here wasn't kind of bouncing around a little too much. So we got some more team profits here. If you guys have more profits to post up, you know, feel free to send them in. We got profits here from Nick. Nick locked in 1,815 on his first account and 750 on his second account. So total profit of well over 2,500 for the day. And then for the week so far, Nick's currently up 8,000 on his first account and 657 on the other. So he's up well over 8,000 for the week so far. Nice work, Nick. Yeah, you guys are killing it. Everybody did really good today. If you guys have more profits to post up, you know, feel free to send them in. You guys got to remember, you know, like you gotta count your blessings and you gotta count your wins. Like a lot of people say to not count your profits and stuff like that, but you know, when you come back from a rough month like May, you gotta get your confidence back up and you gotta bounce back from like wherever you were stuck. So you know, whether it be wins, whether it be losses, post your wins, post your losses. You don't even have to post them on the group. You can share them with me. You can share them with yourself. Also, we have one person here who just got funded. I forgot, he messaged me yesterday. We got Sam. So Sam just got funded over here. With Apex. Nice work over here, Sam, getting certified. Let's export this as a PNG so we can post this up. So guys, you know, I'm always happy that you guys are killing it. That's the key thing. Like if you guys weren't doing well, then it would pretty much debunk this whole community, right? So even though not everybody's doing super great, you know, some people might be doing better than others. We still have a lot of people here in the group who are still killing it no matter what. So we got Sam there, new. It took him a while, but he finally got it. So Sam over here got funded 50K. So big congrats here to Sam getting that going. Yeah, some people are gonna have better weeks, better months than others, but the main goal here is just to keep the consistency. All right, Sam, great work. Yeah, it seems like everyone kind of got funded at one point, so like it hasn't been as consistent with people continually getting funded, but just people getting funded there. All right, guys, so let's see. Price is pretty much just sitting around this area. It's bouncing between the sessions and basically the pivots here. So you can see the consolidation going on right here between these 2 points. Not really expecting much to happen from here until 8. Looks like this will be just sideways movement. See if there's anything else. Let's take a look at the levels real quick. So levels didn't really. So here's the thing. I think if price pushes back up and retest, I think it's going to climb back up to this level here, because you can see from these levels right here, it didn't actually touch the full point. So there's still opportunity there for price to climb back up. If it does climb back up, might not. You can see right here, price just keeps getting pulled back to the sessions. Yeah, Natasha said May was a freaking nightmare. I agree. That's exactly what I see. Natasha said after trading in May, my confidence was shot, so I needed this win. CJ said, what do you mean? I've been using your cross pivot strat like crazy. That's what kept him in the green. Yeah, no, if that's what works for a lot of you guys, you know, stick to what works for you. Like Natasha, if the pivot crosses works best for you, you know, stick to it. But maybe you know, make some adjustments to the point where you're not taking every single entry. Because I think that's the problem too. The problem with that cross type strategy is that it happens very often sometimes. And it happens a lot when the market's going sideways. When it's going directional, it's yeah, and also Natasha is trading on her phone as well. She's also trading on her phone, so that makes it even harder. But yeah, like for example, here, this kind of crossed up, and she would have happened right there, would have hit. This would have crossed up on this candle. I think it would have hit as well. So what I would say is probably do it once per momentum signal, right? Because if it's crossing a bunch of times with like one momentum signal, the odds of it not working is probably very likely. So there's always ways to tweak it, ways to make things better. Hey, Frederick. Yeah, Frederick said, "LOL, I thought there was no live today." Yeah, there was almost no live. I was on the phone with like Google Fiber for like the longest, trying to get my thing fixed for like about an hour, and then we got on the live around 7 o'clock. So unfortunately, you missed out on a lot of good moves today, Frederick, but it's all good. I'm hoping this week continues like this, and this month continues like this, and we just continue to have back-to-back wins. I think if we could lock in like 2 wins a day, it'll be super smooth sailing for the month of June. 1 or 2 wins a day are pretty solid. I just don't like seeing the flat markets. So, all right, guys, it's about 3 minutes till 8. There's not really much else here to take. There's nothing else here to look at. Price is dumping back down right here, as you guys can see. If that's the case, the levels over here might shift a little bit. So we got price down here. What I'd be looking for next is price to come down slightly, come back up, and then come right back down. And possibly make its way down to the next level down there. So yeah, if you guys are looking for the setup right here, look for price to come down, break and close below this 50 mark, look for it to retrace back up, and then come back down. Typically, this strategy is meant to be applied on the 100 though. So this is typically how it's supposed to be applied, but because of the low volatility, I chopped it down to like the 50s. So I mean, they both work, but if that's what you guys are looking for, feel free. Anyways, guys, it's about to be 8 o'clock. Again, if you guys want to continue trading, I think the volatility is probably going to die down for a little bit. So what you probably want to do is wait for the market to pick back up past 9 o'clock. And then from there, the volatility should pick back up. Otherwise, you're probably going to get caught in some consolidation and range from now until then. You can see these candles here starting to die down as we get closer and closer to 8 o'clock. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. If you guys have more problems to post up, feel free to send them in the group. Otherwise, we'll be back here tomorrow for the next live session. So, all right, guys, if you guys have questions, reach out. Otherwise, I'll see you guys back here